The infinity pool shimmered, a turquoise mirage against the azure sky. It was a scene straight out of a dream, where the water seemed to merge seamlessly with the horizon, creating an illusion of endless possibilities. The sun cast its golden rays, making the water sparkle like 1,000 diamonds scattered across the surface. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, where worries melted away, and where the beauty of nature was on full display. Palm trees swayed in the gentle breeze, their fronds whispering secrets to the wind. The rhythmic rustling of the leaves was like a soothing lullaby, a reminder of the tranquility that enveloped this paradise. Each gust of wind carried with it the scent of salt water and blooming flowers, a fragrant symphony that played in harmony with the serene surroundings. The palm trees stood tall and proud, guardians of this tropical haven, their shadows dancing on the ground below. But the idyllic scene held a chill, an unsettling stillness that seemed out of place. The once bustling pool area was now eerily quiet, the lounge chairs empty, and the poolside deserted. It was as if the very soul of the place had been drained, leaving behind a hollow shell. The absence of laughter and chatter was palpable, a stark contrast to the vibrant life that once filled this space. The air was thick with an unspoken tension, a sense of foreboding that lingered like a dark cloud. The heiress Ariana van der Linde was gone, vanished. Her presence had been a beacon of light, a symbol of grace and elegance. She was the epitome of sophistication, her every move watched and admired by those around her, but now she was nowhere to be found. Her disappearance was a mystery that hung heavy in the air, a puzzle that no one seemed able to solve. The question on everyone's lips was the same: where could she have gone? One minute she was sunning by the pool, a vision in white linen. She had been the picture of relaxation, her face turned towards the sun, a serene smile playing on her lips. The gentle waves of the ocean provided a soothing soundtrack, and the world seemed to be at peace. But in the blink of an eye, everything changed. She was gone, as if she had been swallowed by the very air around her. It was a disappearance that defied explanation, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. The next, she was gone, leaving behind only the echo of her laughter and the faint scent of jasmine. Where did she go? The lingering fragrance of jasmine was a haunting reminder of her presence, a ghostly trace that seemed to mock those left behind. The empty lounge chair by the poolside stood as a silent witness to her sudden disappearance, a stark symbol of the void she left in her wake. The distant laughter that once filled the air was now a mere memory, a faint echo that faded into the background. It was a question that echoed through the luxurious villa, across the manicured lawns, and out into the world beyond. The grand villa, with its opulent architecture and lush tropical landscape, seemed to hold its breath, waiting for answers that never came. The manicured lawns, once a symbol of perfection, now felt like a stage set for a tragedy. The question of Ariana's whereabouts spread like wildfire, reaching the far corners of the world, capturing the attention of everyone who heard her story. Ariana van der Linde, the darling of the society pages, the envy of millions, had disappeared without a trace. The silence was deafening. The glamorous parties and gala events that once celebrated her presence now felt hollow and empty. The media spotlight that had always followed her every move was now focused on the mystery of her disappearance. The luxurious mansion at dusk, once a symbol of her opulent lifestyle, now stood as a monument to the unanswered questions and the silence that followed her vanishing. The world watched and waited, hoping for a resolution that seemed ever more elusive. Ariana van der Linde was born into privilege. From the moment she took her first breath, she was surrounded by opulence and grandeur. Her childhood was a fairy tale, filled with lavish birthday parties, exotic vacations, and a never-ending stream of gifts. Her family's fortune, built on a cosmetics empire, afforded her a life of unparalleled luxury. The van der Linde name was synonymous with wealth and influence, and Ariana was its most dazzling jewel. The family estate, a sprawling mansion with manicured gardens and luxury cars, was a testament to their success. Private jets, sprawling estates, designer clothes, Ariana had it all. Her wardrobe was a fashionista's dream, filled with the latest designer pieces. She traveled the world in style, from the French Riviera to the bustling streets of Tokyo, always in the lap of luxury. But she was more than just a pretty face. Ariana was a voracious reader, often lost in the pages of classic literature. She had a keen intellect and a curiosity that drove her to learn about the world beyond her gilded cage. She spent hours working on her laptop, not just browsing fashion sites but researching and planning her next big venture. Ariana was intelligent, witty, and possessed a captivating charm. Her friends adored her for her quick wit and infectious laughter. She was a natural speaker, captivating audiences at events with her eloquence and poise. At parties, she was the center of attention, effortlessly charming everyone in the room. She graced magazine covers, hosted lavish parties, and her every move was documented by the paparazzi. The media couldn't get enough of her, and she handled the spotlight with grace and confidence. Her life was a whirlwind of glamorous events and high-profile appearances. She had the world at her feet, a radiant star burning bright in the constellation of the elite. Yet, despite all the glitz and glamour, Ariana remained grounded. She often found solace in the quiet moments, looking out over the city skyline from her penthouse, contemplating her place in the world and the legacy she wanted to leave behind. It was a day like any other in paradise. The sun beat down, casting a golden glow over the pristine sands. The air was filled with the scent of salt water and tropical flowers, creating an intoxicating blend that made everyone feel alive. The waves whispered secrets to the shore, their gentle rhythm a soothing soundtrack to the idyllic setting. Each wave seemed to carry with it a story from the deep, tales of adventure and mystery that only the ocean knew. The air buzzed with the promise of endless summer. Laughter and music filled the air as vacationers reveled in the sun's embrace, their worries melting away with each passing moment. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, where every day felt like a celebration. Ariana, fresh from a morning swim, was due to meet her financial advisor. She was a vision of elegance and grace, her every move exuding confidence and poise. The water droplets glistened on her skin as she made her way to the poolside where she had left her belongings. He arrived at the appointed time, but Ariana was nowhere to be found. The advisor, a meticulous man, checked his watch repeatedly, growing more anxious with each passing minute. He had never known Ariana to be late. She was always punctual, almost to a fault. Her phone lay on the table, untouched. The screen was dark, no messages or calls to indicate where she might have gone. The half-empty glass of orange juice beside it suggested she had been there not long ago, but now there was no sign of her. Her signature sunglasses rested beside it. They were a symbol of her style, always perfectly placed, always within reach. But now, they sat abandoned, a silent testament to her sudden and unexplained absence. The staff, accustomed to Ariana's every whim, were frantic. They searched the grounds, calling her name, their voices tinged with panic. The police were called. The search began in earnest, with officers combing through the luxurious estate looking for any clue that might explain her disappearance. The day that had started with such promise had taken a dark turn, leaving everyone on edge, wondering what had happened to Ariana. The news of Ariana's disappearance spread like wildfire. It was the only topic on everyone's lips, a juicy morsel for gossip columns and news channels alike. Theories abounded, each more outlandish than the last. Had she been kidnapped? Had she staged her own disappearance? Or was there a darker, more sinister explanation? The world held its breath, caught in the throes of a real-life mystery. Section 5. A Trail Gone Cold. Weeks turned into months, and the initial frenzy died down. The police, despite their best efforts, had hit a wall. There were no ransom demands, no signs of a struggle, no credible witnesses. Ariana van der Linde had vanished into thin air. The case, once a media sensation, slowly faded from the headlines. But for those who knew her, the mystery lingered, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life, even for those who seemed to have it all. Section 6. The Estranged Family. The van der Lindes, once a picture of wealth and unity, were now a family fractured by grief and suspicion. Ariana's father, a steely tycoon, retreated further into himself, his grief palpable. Her stepmother, a former model known for her icy demeanor, maintained a stoic silence. Rumors of family feuds and a hefty inheritance only added fuel to the fire. Could one of them have had a motive to harm Ariana? Section 7. The Jealous Rival. In the cutthroat world of high society, envy was a common currency. Ariana, with her beauty, wealth, and charm, had her fair share of rivals. One name in particular kept surfacing: Serena Dubois. Serena, another socialite known for her ambition, had always been in Ariana's shadow. The two were locked in a constant battle for social supremacy. Had Serena finally snapped, eliminating her competition in the most permanent way possible? Section 8. The Enigmatic Lover. Ariana's love life was as colorful as her wardrobe. She had a string of admirers, each more dashing and wealthy than the last. But one man stood out, a mysterious art dealer named Julian Beaumont. Little was known about Julian's past, but he had a reputation for being charming, ruthless, and always in control. Had Ariana stumbled upon a dangerous secret? Was she a liability he needed to silence? Section 9. The Unanswered Question. Years have passed and the mystery of Ariana van der Linde's disappearance remains unsolved. The luxurious villa stands empty, a haunting reminder of a life cut short. Was it a tragic accident? A meticulously planned crime, or something else entirely? The truth, like Ariana herself, remains elusive, but the question lingers, echoing in the silence. What really happened to Ariana van der Linde?